Oh, happy days, Miz is no longer WWE Champion, and to quote Will Smith from Hitch, don't ever do that again. Keep the champion on credible people. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw. There was a great opening match. Lashley's WWE Champion. The rest of the show, unfortunately, was absolute dog shit. It made WCW 2000 seem coherent by comparison. Russo, WCW 2000. Not after he got sent home, but Russo, WCW 2000. At least there was no new blood rising or blood falling down where Kevin Nash is just looking like, I'm not going to get buried by that. But enough about WCW 2000. We get recaps of last week's horseshit, and then we get Drew coming out to cut a promo on Sheamus. I don't know why the 20 years of friendship didn't mean anything, and then how he lost the title and when he shouldn't have, but, you know, he says he's going to fight back, he's going to beat Sheamus, and he's going to get back his championship. Unfortunately, Miz and Morrison are here to do more bad comedy. Let me say right now, I like John Morrison. I think he's really good. And Miz cuts great promos. Miz's time has come and gone, though. They didn't capitalize in 2016 after talking smack. They didn't capitalize in 2018 when they could have in that feud with him and Daniel Bryan before Daniel Bryan turned heel against AJ Styles. His time has come and passed. He should have not been WWE Champion. He shouldn't be in any kind of championship picture, except maybe the tag titles, because the tag titles don't matter. They do a lot of goddamn bad comedy, and then Drew's like, I'm not going to do your dirty work. You've got to, deal with Lashley all by yourself, and this was bad. MVP shows up and says, well, Drew, you're not taking this seriously. No, I'm not. The match with Lashley starts in the second hour, so they're doing the clock thing again like they did last week because that got so goddamn over. Sheamus is here. We get a brief brawl, the refs come out, and we go to a break. But the match is supposed to start. Why didn't you just have the match jump started and just let them brawl through the break and then show us footage and like, oh my god, these guys have been going at it. Officials can't keep them apart. That being said, Sheamus and Drew, one of the best TV matches that I've seen on WWE television in a long goddamn time, especially on Raw, because Raw has been pretty goddamn dog shit. They either let matches go on way too long when they shouldn't, or like when they do the gauntlet matches. Yes, the gauntlet matches are good, but we've seen them before. This felt personal. I don't know why in the world they gave this away on free TV, but I think it's going to be a match series. This was really good. Sheamus targeted the jaw. We get a brogue kick to the outside and break. Really good stuff. This might be on my favorite matches of the year list. This was pay-per-view worthy. And then we get more clubbing. The announcer's table spot by Drew. This went a while. We get move spamming. We get everybody hitting this, more near falls. White noise by Drew off the top. 1, 2, kick out. And the finish was absolutely great. I encourage you guys to go check out this match. If you check out nothing more than this and Lashley winning the championship, please check out this match. It is really good. It is pay-per-view worthy. Really great stuff. Bro kick, Claymore at the same time. But Drew managed to hit the Claymore, his lengthy Claymore, just a few seconds sooner. 1, 2, 3. This feud isn't over. It's probably going to go to Fastlane and maybe to Mania, and we're going to get some really good stuff out of this. Don't overdo it, but they could get more matches out of this. They clubbed each other. This was really good shit. Unfortunately, the rest of the show went downhill dramatically. It was not good storytelling because it was just a lazy way to book it. So we get Naomi's entrance, which is great in the Thunderdome, and she took on Nia's superior immune system with Shayna Baszler in the corner. How has Nia been in WWE for so long and she's somehow worse? Yes, I know her ACLs were melted Twizzlers and just snapped and are frayed, and even though they're put back together, she can't really move because she's not conditioned well, and she shouldn't be in the ring. Seriously, it's like watching a legless water buffalo try to move around. She can't do anything. And good God, she did a choke bomb, Raquel Gonzalez's choke bomb, because Shayna and Nia are going to take on Dakota and Raquel. It is what it is, but God damn it, Naomi deserves so much better than this. I'm not saying Naomi should be a multi-time Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion. I'm not saying that you should push Naomi like you pushed Asuka. You can't tell me that with Naomi's athleticism, you can't do a little bit better with her than this. We get a Rhea video package. I can't wait till they bring her in and have her lose to Charlotte, because they did last year when they shouldn't have, and then I'll rant about Charlotte a little bit later, don't worry, but I hope that Rhea's used better. And Lashley and MVP, they're in the ring, and Miz has cramps, so he's pulling a LeBron James. Was it in Cleveland or LA? I'm actually trying to remember, but I remember he had leg cramps. So, Miz has cramps. Oh no, it's coming out both ends. He's pretending that he's hurt, and that Lashley comes back and, beats him up and says that he's going to beat his ass. And then he'll defend the title, and Adam Pearce basically says, if I have to drag you out there, you're going to defend the championship. And then we get Proud Boy Braun, The monster among insurrectionists. Shout out to Rox Al Ghul 89. Shout out to really great shit, by the way. If you happen to be watching this, thank you for that line. But Braun says Adam and Pierce, which is apparently a sitcom. Braun knows words, the best words. He just doesn't know how to use them. And then Shane and Pierce show up. Shane talks about anger management and taking courses and stuff like that and ways to help out Braun. He wants to help him out and wants to help Braun manage his anger and work within the system. And they're going to do Shane versus Braun at Mania, and it's going to be dog shit because Braun has basically been dog shit since he failed to cash in Money in the Bank. And that's the truth. He has not been any good. I mean, outside the ring, he's a fucking idiot. He really is an idiot, but god damn it. It's like they had something with Braun, and they just completely destroyed that, and then Braun destroyed the rest of his credibility by being a goddamn idiot outside the ring. But anyway, Shane says, you're going to have a mystery tag partner. You're going to take on Cedric and Shelton for the Raw tag titles. Your mystery partner is Adam Pierce. Braun also said that sucks about 5,000 times. And then we have Braun and Adam Pierce versus Cedric and Shelton. Braun beats the shit out of everybody. Shane's there at ringside. And then he hits a power slam. And Shelton's so close to the ropes he could have put his foot on the goddamn ropes. But Shane's like, tag in Adam, tag in Adam. And then Adam gets tagged. He's like, okay, whatever. And then he gets rolled up 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, okay, great way to use the tag team champions. Also, by the way, during this match, Tom Phillips references when Braun had teamed with Nicholas and won the Raw Tag Team Championships. He said, well, he did this with a 10-year-old and did it without any hesitation. Phrasing, Tom. Phrasing. He's not Velveteen Dream. Anyway, this was shit. I don't care about Braun. I don't care about the stuff they're doing with him and Shane. A lot of these storylines are really bad. And to be fair, AEW's doing some bad storylines too. New Japan's got its issues. I know that they're working in the middle of a pandemic. They're doing what they can, but why is Raw so goddamn creatively bankrupt? Why does Vince McMahon not care about his flagship wrestling show that's been on for nearly 30 years? Anyway, Braun says, I'm going to wreck this place. It's going to be on your head. Okay, you're going to put the Thunderdome on somebody's head. Braun, that is not physically possible. You should know that. But you're an idiot. You're the monster among insurrectionists. Thank you, Rox Al Ghul. Thank you for that. So, Priest, Bad Bunny, Elias, and Cracker Commander Riker are talking backstage. I know Bad Bunny wants to be there, and that's great. I got nothing against Bad Bunny as a person. He's done good stuff, I believe, has donated his merch money. And, hey, he does a lot of good charity work and does a lot of good to speak on social causes and uses his musical platform to do that. That doesn't mean he deserves to get this much TV time. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, his videos might get views. He's not for me. He's going to be part of a tag match with Priest against Miz and Morrison because that's where they're going to go. They're trying to do all these detours to make you think they'll do something else, but that's where they're going to go because what would be the point of, Bad Bunny slapping Miz at Elimination Chamber if that wasn't where they were going to go? Elias suggests a musical collaboration. Nobody wants to see that. And then Elias and Cracker Commander Riker are in the ring. I'm going to keep calling Cracker Commander Riker that. I'm going to keep calling him that until he apologizes for being a goddamn idiot. And yeah, I'm going to reference Trump. And if you guys don't like my political opinions bleeding into my wrestling reviews, here's the thing. When it calls for it, I'm going to say it. And as long as people keep having their heads up their goddamn asses, I'm going to keep saying it. And this guy deserves to be ridiculed and ridiculed and ridiculed until he hopefully quits in shame and goes to find a job, I don't know, at Mar-a-Lago or something like that. Anyway, Bad Bunny got a lot of pyro. Quite a bit of pyro. Miz also got a lot of pyro earlier. I was hoping the pyro would backfire and somehow scare Vince and Bruce. Not that it can make Bruce Pritchard any more red, dear God. Why has he been so red for about 30 years? Priest with Bad Bunny versus Elias with Cracker Commander Riker. Am I supposed to care about a feud where Proud Boy, this Proud Boy fucks at ringside? Seriously, I just don't fucking care. And this match also went on forever. Elias can work, but the time's passed with him. It really has. I know he's had injuries. They didn't give him the Intercontinental Championship when he faced off against Seth Rollins, I believe Extreme Rules 2018. They botched him plenty of times. The match went on forever. They could have cut this down a little bit, and I don't know, given time for another women's match. You have Mandy and Dana, and you have a few others back there. You couldn't have called up a few women from NXT, called up a few enhancement talents from the Performance Center? Something? No, you couldn't do that. Hit the lights, fist the lights as I'm calling, and Priest gets a victory, 1, 2, 3. I hope they utilize Priest well. I give them about 3 weeks after Mania before they give up. Recaps of Vince wrecking the WWE Championship picture, at least for the short term, and I'm still worried about what he's going to do now. Kayla interviews Orton, and they made Orton either stand on a box or Kayla was like sunk in the ground or whatever. Her head was right at eye level with his Viper. I'm going to go on the record right now and say that the Orton-Alexa Fiend stuff, the whole feud, is the worst feud going on in wrestling right now. And it beats anything in AEW, even though there's some bad shit. It beats the Great O-Khan in New Japan, because anything the Great O-Khan's been in has been dog shit. This is the worst thing. The worst movie in the Conjuring universe, hello Annabelle 2014, is still 2,000 times better than this shit. Keep your horror movie stuff in the horror movies, and just don't do this. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good television. If you guys like it, that's great. If you guys like any of the stuff that I don't like, that's great. I don't. And then Alexa's all laughing on the screen or whatever, and Orton starts coughing and starts doing some stuff, and then bring him back, come play with us forever. Yeah, can this storyline end up like the Shining Twins? And if you know, you know. Seriously, it's stupid, so stupid. It's not wrestling, it's not entertainment, it's not sports. It's stupid. And then Orton is face-to-face with himself, because there's this image of Orton speaking in the Fiend's voice, saying, oh, you will come face-to-face with all you've done. Like shitting in a woman's bag and, pissing on his hand and wiping somebody's, or, wanting to shake hands with somebody. Maybe saying Eddie's down there in hell. But Orton didn't want to say that. What in the world, what's the end game here? Is the end game to annoy me to death, because mission accomplished. Anyway, we get Lashley with MVP versus The Miz. The Miz instantly runs away after the bell rings and gets counted out. So they made Lashley look like an idiot, and they did. This is bullshit, says MVP says to Shane. Shane says, if Miz doesn't show back up, I will consider stripping him of the championship tonight. Charlotte speaks flatly. She's moved on from the Lacey and Ric Flair storyline. To be fair, it should have never happened in the first place, and had Lacey not gotten actually pregnant, and best wishes to her and her husband, I don't know where the storyline would have gone, but honestly, Rick should not be traveling. He shouldn't. Not just because of a pandemic. He's old. He's got health issues. Sit at home for a bit, man. Sit at home. It's not like you haven't earned, a little bit of money from WWE, because just seriously, sit home. He doesn't sound very good. And Charlotte, okay, all right. I'm going to be angry here for a second. Charlotte mentions that when Asuka comes back, because Asuka did get legit kicked and knocked out by Shayna, and hopefully Asuka's okay. When she comes back, I'm going to challenge her. Great. So just what we need. I got something to say right here. Why don't you just have Charlotte be gifted the Raw Women's Championship? Why don't you send the rest of the roster goddamn home and just have them, sit home with pay for 6 months and just let Charlotte gloat and gloat and gloat on television? It would accomplish the same damn thing, and you wouldn't bury every single town to push a woman that doesn't want to be there, that doesn't deserve to be there, that does not deserve nearly half the accolades that she's gotten. And I don't care if she's a great athlete. She can throw some chops. She can woo. She can do this. She can also botch a goddamn moonsault. She's almost shattered her knees several times. She no-sells for everybody. She can't do anything except put herself over. Any person that has wrestled her has not gotten over. That hasn't already been way over. Becky got over in spite of facing Charlotte. Charlotte has done nothing for anybody since beating Asuka at WrestleMania 34. Now, am I saying that Charlotte's not a great athlete? She is a great athlete. I don't want to see her anymore. Andrade, just freaking pork her, put something in her so we don't have to see her anymore. Because guess what? She couldn't be a worse, she's got to be a better mother than she is as a goddamn wrestler, because maybe she would actually want to be a mother, because maybe she would invest some time and some effort into that, because she hasn't invested any goddamn effort into being any kind of adequate, good promo or anything. She doesn't want to be there since returning, even before that. Remember when they had her beat Rhea Ripley and it was really stupid? Remember when they had her win the Women's Royal Rumble and she didn't need to? They should have had Shayna win the Women's Royal Rumble. No, they had Charlotte beat Rhea, and then they couldn't even have Rhea get her win back, or they couldn't even have Io pin Charlotte. No, Io had to pin Rhea because Vince has to protect his goddamn blonde bombshell, which looks like a bomb went off, and that's the end result or whatever. Charlotte just does not deserve anything anymore. And I'm not saying she deserves to be injured. I'm not saying she deserves to have anything bad happen to her as a person. I don't want to see her anymore. I'm sick of her. I am sick to death of her. This undeserving, stupid twat does not deserve anything anymore. That's it. I'm done. Asuka's going to lose to her. Asuka stays losing to Charlotte. Oh, she got a victory last year. Yeah, 2 years too goddamn late. Charlotte never deserved to beat Asuka. Charlotte should have had the undefeated streak after that. And seriously, it's goddamn stupid. Shayna and Nia show up. The locker room probably wants me to go home. Yes, Charlotte, the locker room probably wants you to go home. And guess what? Most of the fans do. Or at least I do. And I think quite a few other fans do. Because maybe you could go home, grow a goddamn personality, grow some goddamn guts, grow some goddamn ability to give a shit, and then maybe come back. Anyway, we get a 2-on-1 beatdown. And Charlotte starts, losing feathers and everything. She's goddamn molting. She's losing feathers. It's like Stir of Echoes, the feathers. If you get it, you get it. Charlotte versus Shayna. Look, Charlotte's no-selling again for somebody infinitely better than her. Yes, Shayna is in her early 40s. Shayna still has a few years with her style to do some safe but good good striking work. And what are they doing with her? They're wasting her, having her carry Nia, which is a goddamn feat in itself. Nia gets sent into the steps and is basically down for like about 5,000 years. They need to have Nia take the pin. Dakota and Raquel need to win the tag titles, and they need to just send Nia home. Nia can't go anymore. She can't. Since coming back from her double ACL tear, I mean, she couldn't even go before. She really can't go now. That's it. Just stop. Stop having Nia here. She can't do anything anymore. So anyway, God, Shane to Pierce. If Miz doesn't show up and defend the title, he'll be stripped of it. Go tell Lashley. Retribution with Ali and Mia. And yeah, I know her name's Reckoning. They're goddamn stupid names. Riddle, Metalik, and Dorado pins Shane Thorne. Retribution's a stupid gimmick. Ali's upset, calls out Riddle. Ali beats Riddle, and I don't know what that finish was. I think Riddle botched it, or it was just a bad idea, but Riddle did something. He fell down, and Ali, I think, was supposed to hit some double knees or whatever it was. Well, Ali got the victory. He pinned the U.S. champion. Give Ali the U.S. championship at Mania. Have it be Riddle, Kofi, and Ali. Have Riddle get pinned by Ali, and then have Kofi and Ali feud for the next couple months over the championship, and give Ali a good run. Why the hell not? Anyway, Miz yells at Shane, "Oh, I'm a deserving champion. You should respect me." Miz, nobody wants you as champion in 2021. If you do, fine. I don't. Shane tells him he's got to think about what the stipulation will be. So everybody shows up. It's going to be a lumberjack match, and everybody's there. Lashley attacks. Miz keeps trying to make deals or gets sent out there, and then eventually Hurt Lock for the win, and Lashley does it again to cement the fact that he is the WWE champion. And I'm going to crumple these, but I'm going to say right now, they should have done this with Lashley at SummerSlam 2018. They should have made him the Universal Champion. They didn't go with it. And the fact that it took this goddamn long for them to do something with Lashley, who is, he's still got a few years left. He's in incredible goddamn shape. And the fact that he looks exactly the same as he did in 2006, I just retro-reviewed WrestleMania 22. He should have been champion a couple years ago. The fact that he wasn't is goddamn revolting. He should have been in the championship picture. He's a champion now. Don't have him drop it back to Miz. If you have a rematch, have Bad Bunny cost him the victory. Do the tag match at Mania. Keep Miz forever out of the WWE Championship picture. Lashley, bring back Brock. Have Lashley beat Brock. And do Lashley versus Drew, Lashley versus Sheamus, and a few other stuff. Give Lashley a dominant run till SummerSlam and have him drop it there. Or have him drop it at, just after Survivor Series. Have him hold it until Mania next year. They built him up fine. I mean, I don't know what else they could really do, but just keep the championship on him. Don't ever give it to Miz again. I'm not saying bury Miz, but just don't ever give it to Miz again. Anyway, agree, disagree, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rethlin. Long live Lashley. I'll see you soon.